Yes, hi. Good afternoon to you. You can clearly see that there was no need to get into all the necessary ceremony and intro that we normally get ourselves into. Straight on to the stream today. Yes, you are welcome to another great show. Uh, Coming out from the Spatch Box, right, all the way from London, England. Yes, guys, you are welcome. I can see many of you are already inside. Let's see who and who uh, is indoors. Yes, I trust. Elijah Folake Alawiye, good afternoon to you. Yemi Foluke, afternoon. James Coker, afternoon. Helen Ashino compliments of the season. Wadike Eberechuku, good evening. Steve Osagie, good evening. Sylvanos, Captain. Shango Iba. Why Kiss? Yes, that's my boy in Russia, the guy who candidly, waxed this, and I'm still looking forward. I'm still going to bring him, but before we go into this, let me tell you exactly the topic of today. It's not the usual hashtag, the bleeding edge today. No, it is not that serious. What we want to talk about today is hashtag Queen Naomi Ogunwusi versus Oni Ogunwusi. Yes, that is where we are going today. And I am going to tell you few bits and pieces that's not been out yet. But before we go into those area, I've gazed into both Queen Naomi and the Oni of Ife. I've looked into their individual life path, that is, their access to this plane of existence through their life path. I've looked into their astrological sign. It was a bit daunting for me to actually get hold of Queen Naomi's date of birth, but subsequently I managed to crack it. We're going to gaze, and I'm going to open up your eyes differently from both the physical angle and the spiritual realm. Perhaps at some point in time, when the Oni of Ife probably will watch, which I believe is going to watch very, very soon, he will be surprised and then say, who the hell is that man called Frank Bello? I'm pretty sure. Because I've worked on the presentation. It's going to be very, very simple. I've made it simpler for every one of you. And we will go a bit deeper because there's a lot more to the issue at hand that many people still don't understand. But I have got a clear picture of where things are, and I'm going to bring everything down into the open for you to see. All right, now, but before we do that, let's take a quick nip into some areas in what is happening in politics. But before we do that, because I've got obviously my good guy here, White Kiss, one of us who waxed this, and I'm still counting on you guys to actually subscribe to his music. It's only $1. Let's enjoy it, because this tune, I fell in love with it the very first time. White Case, this one is for you, this is for the stream, and this is for the entire nooks and cranny of Yoruba land. Here we go.
Yeah, God, this is the message. I fear no man. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. He is all for ní kí n sọ fún wọn, kí n sọ fún wọn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán.
Yes, ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Why case? Yes, it is buffering, ladies and gentlemen. The external drive, it will come back to you. It is buffering. I can see it shaking, giving me that lighting. Yes, it is coming up very, very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Ade Shomoju Akimboye, Merry Christmas. Work hard. Good afternoon to you. I think you're watching this. Yeah. What about are you watching the stream from? Are you watching the stream from the UK, or you're watching it from somewhere in Europe? You're watching it as well from the YouTube. Kí ọba náà ronúpìwàdà. It's not just only politicians, the kings as well. Thank you, White Case. Oh, Republic of Ireland. Oh, bless you. I'll put that straight in my head now, in my brain, permanently. You see, we've got White Keys watching the stream from Moscow. We've got people all over the whole world. Iwakbaluewa, compliments of the season. Yes, you're welcome to the stream. Thank you, White Keys. Yes, I'm going to post how you guys can actually get copies of this fantastic tune from White Keys. Yes, you're gonna get that, and he's only asking for just $1 for your contribution. You're part of the contribution. This is a fantastic creativity. Yes, thank you very much for that, White Case. Thank you so much for that great tune. Guys, I'm still going to post it, and sometime, hopefully maybe in the new year, I'm going to bring White Case onto the show so that he can talk to you and he can explain reasons why he waxed that song. Was it physical, or was it a spiritual invitation, or spiritual vision why he sang and waxed that special song? Thank you very much once again, White Keys. Yes, what we are talking about today is hashtag Queen Naomi Ogunwusi versus Oni Ogunwusi. You understand? Peter Torch, good afternoon. Yes, we're going to look into that. But let me quickly just run you through this particular tape. This tape, you're going to see how some people that are so terribly messed up, I repeat, some individuals, blacks, who called themselves Nigerians, how they are so messed up, screwed up, that a railway line that was meant to make life comfortable for them was being vandalized. Did you hear that? Vandalized. And that was extremely disturbing for me. It broke my heart that such ludicrous individuals still exist. Yeah, thanks very much for that, white case. Whether it is any government, whether it is the government of a fake latex, Muhammadu Buhari, or a dodgy Goodluck Ebele Jonathan that put that infrastructure into place, let me tell you, that does not in any way, shape, or form give people the audacity to destroy something that a whole nation and army of people will enjoy. Watch these terrible incidents, because when I continue to say to you that blacks are their own worst enemy and that the race is a cursed race, watch this.
This was not the first time railway tracks and sleepers are vandalized and suspected vandals arrested in Nasarawa State. But what made the recent arrest to be different are the caliber of personalities involved. Parading the suspect before journalists, the Nasarawa State Police Commissioner Bola Longe said apart from the special advisor to the state governor, Yusuf Mada, other suspects that include a Chinese national matter.
Let me pause that. Let me pause that. Did you hear that? See, it's a complete shithole. Complete mess. Terrible mess. When government, did you hear this? Government personnel, government official of a whole state government in a shithole Nigeria colluded with a Chinese national to thief, to destroy the railway line. That is what you're getting. You're proud. The Chinese came, they built you railway. But then a top government functionary colluded with some of those Chinese nationals in your own country and then started destroying the same line. Now, if you are a black person, would you have attempted destroying a railway line constructed in China? Talk less of you colluding with their government officials to bribe them in order to destroy their own lines. For you to bribe any government official in China, it is death sentence, death penalty. Listen to that once again.
This was not the first time railway tracks and sleepers are vandalized and suspected vandals arrested in Nasarawa State. But what
Did you hear that?
the recent arrest to be different are the caliber of personalities involved. Parading the suspect before journalists, the Nasarawa State Police Commissioner Bola Longe said apart from the special advisor to the state governor, Yusuf Mada, other suspects that include a Chinese national.
That's the Chinese national.
Police sergeant attached to the State Criminal Investigation Department in Lafia, Mali Peter, a personnel of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ibrahim Amegwa Osman, an illegal practitioner Nathaniel Oba, who offered 600,000 naira cash to bribe police.
600,000 naira cash to bribe the police.
Criminal elements have turned the Nigerian railway tracks that traverse some major cities and villages in Nasarawa State en route to Benue to gold mines, where they vandalized and cut away rail tracks.
Did you hear that?
Sleepers.
Did you hear that?
The following suspects were arrested: Samuel Asoloko, a personnel of the Nigerian Legion;
You see that?
Yusuf Abubakar Musa, aka Yusuf Mada, special advisor to the governor of Nasarawa State.
Special advisor to the governor of Nasarawa State among suspects of the rail line vandalism.
Is a police officer. Mali Peter, attached to State Criminal Investigation Department, Lafia. Ibrahim Amagawa Usman, a personnel of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps.
You hear that? Look at the railway line vandalized, chopped up into pieces.
Alerted on their activities and mobilized for their arrest. In an interview, the Nasarawa State Governor's aide, Yusuf Madam, denied being aware of the items sold to him were vandalized, while the Chinese national explained that he was arrested because he bought the railway tracks and slippers.
Did you hear that? The Chinese national bought those parts that these vagabonds destroyed. What was his motives for buying those railway line tracks?
Suspects were 37 kidnappers, 8 armed robbers, and 5 suspects for summary offenses. Some of the discovered items from the suspects, according to the police,
Look at,
include 2 trucks, 2 boxes loaded.
you say that. When I continue to say it's a shithole, and that you blacks are your own worst enemy on the surface of the planet, and you think honestly within your hearts of hearts the white man will respect you, seeing those kind of nasty images beamed across the whole world. That is never done anywhere in the world. Criminal activities. Yes, Delebelo, special advisor to Nasarawa State Governor. Indeed, Nigeria is doomed, according to you. When I said it is doomed. And these are the people that will come up tomorrow and then say they want to contest to be the governor. They want to contest to be this. They want to contest to be that. Just exactly. Look, I got a call from someone. I'm not going to mention name. The call came through. And then it was all about Mr. Bello. Why do you keep hammering on Muhammadu Buhari that Muhammadu Buhari is not dead? And why am I saying Obasanjo, even go on, IBB are all aware that all of them, they just kept numb and didn't want to talk because they know it is secret. And I said to the person that called me, I said, let me tell you, there's only one question I'm going to ask you. Why have we got different pictures of Muhammadu Buhari flying everywhere, beamed and then presented to us? All these pictures are readily available everywhere. All I've done was to use technology to buttress all my argument. Could you please tell me? And then the second question then came in that I'm not really going to go into. No answer. No answer. And I promised, I said, I'm not going to give up. The same, look, almost 8 years. Guess what? Buhari is now saying the fake, let me put it this way, fake latex silicon dodgy Muhammadu Buhari in Asorok now says insurgency will end in Nigeria in the next 17 months. In the next 17 months. How many months left for him? The dead one. That's if there's no military coup next year. There is the potential that there's going to be a military coup. And I tell you what, before we go into our topic of discourse, hashtag Queen Naomi Ogunwusi versus Oni of Ife, Oni Ogunwusi. Let me ask. IBB is now written for Professor Yemi Osinbajo as a potential candidate. My advice to Professor Yemi Osinbajo, don't take it up. Run. Kia. If there is no military coup in Nigeria next year, you take it, they will kill you. The North will kill you, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. They will use you as a sacrificial lamb because they will chuck you with a northerner as vice president. And the way Muhammadu Buhari died and they kept it secret, your own death will not be kept secret. And they will draft in their own man that will then rule for another 8 years. That is the game. I can see it and I can smell it. Today, Tuesday, the 28th day of December 2021. Don't take it. Let us go for the action that is already in vogue. A full-fledged Yoruba nation. No going back. That's all we want. If you have to lead the Yoruba nation, the struggle, so be it. But for you to accept their offer, let me tell you, whether it is you, whether it is any Yoruba person or an Igbo person, they will kill that president within 1 year. They will. And whosoever is there from the south, let me assure you, your running mate or your vice will be a Fulani. A Yarayini brain. A Yarayini brain. That is the calculation of the North, because they know now that the Yoruba struggle is in full force and that nothing can stop it. That's the only bribe they can offer the Yoruba. And there are some other people from the other side of the fence in Yoruba land agitating for an Igbo presidency. For me, I'm not interested in their 2023, to be honest with you. Aba ma fọ gbogbo ẹ̀ kásíwẹ́wẹ́ ká fọ kásíwẹ́wẹ́ tó bá jẹ́ pé láàrin àwọn tó sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation gan la fẹ́ fọ kásíwẹ́wẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká fọ gbogbo ẹ̀ kásíwẹ́wẹ́. Guys, share this if you want to share it, because I'm just about to go into the main bone of contention. Why you and many of you are here today. Hashtag Queen Naomi Ogunwusi versus Oni Ogunwusi. You've been hearing different stories. I'm here to buttress my own argument. with facts. With facts. And some information that are really, really hard to come by, which I believe in few couple of days' time, they will begin to surface. I hate to talk about the monarch. I hate to touch the crown. But this time, I am. And I've got it nicely presented for everyone. Trust me. Nicely presented for everyone. Nice. Ade, thank you. Alaja Folake Alawiye, you home. Guys, share it. You're going to enjoy the stream today. I guarantee you. Thank you, Obamatu. You said you've already shared it. I know you are a very good sharer, Obamatu. Alaji Aremu Osholade Alakufo. They'll be listening to advice according to you. Let's post your comment. They'll be listening to advice. Their eyes totally blocked until it is too late for them, and they run out to abroad crying for help. Becky Comfort, good evening. You're watching the stream live on YouTube. I think this is the second time I'm saying that name. Work hard. Let's post your comment. Everybody's cursing Naomi and her brother. According to the rumors, they stole money from the Oni. I am going to go deep into that today. And all the things you don't know, plus some other things, physical and spiritual. I'm going to go in there. Darani Jojuwon, good evening. Adibowale Idowu Aladisami. Thank you. God bless Yoruba Nation. Okay, let's start this way. Look at this picture. This was Naomi and the mom, and then the brother in question. That was before Ola bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní visit wọn, owó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní visit wọn. And you know what? I was talking to someone earlier on today, and I said, one of the biggest problem, someone who's not born into wealth and fame, and who perhaps had not worked his or her way from the bottom to struggle in terms of business or commerce, and then gradually climb the ladder of success and then get up to that peak of a successful career. It does not matter whether that person is educated or not. There are many, many successful businessmen in Nigeria, builders merchants, steel merchants, transport merchants. At least I know many. In fact, when I was back in Nigeria, but because they built their success, their business on a ladder of success, so by the time they got to the peak of their business career, they were able to manage success. You see, the management of success means a lot. Because if success suddenly knock on your door without you having to work for it, it's like somebody who suddenly win the national lottery from a 0 penny and then suddenly win 3 million pounds on a lottery jackpot. I've seen many of those people. They're back on the dole. Because that spirit, that Luciferian spirit that brought them that fame, that money, visited them. And as such, because that money was nothing they worked hard for, you will see them, they will blow that money in a reckless way. And sometimes within 3 years, they're gone. They're finished. And then they are back on the Social Security benefit. Google. Look, when you go on YouTube, if you've got enough data, Google lottery winners who are on the dole on Social Security benefit. You will see tons of them. It is the same in this case when you are struggling, and suddenly fame and success suddenly knock on your door. If that happen, you need somebody to coach you. It's like somebody who equally won the national lottery jackpot. That's why the national lottery usually allocates financial experts to help those that cannot manage that money, that huge sums of money, when they subsequently win the national lottery. It is the same with fame and success. You suddenly come from a very, very poor, humble background, and suddenly you catapulted, suddenly, and you are right at the peak of society. If you're not managed properly and then coached properly, there is disaster waiting to happen. You see, this picture of Naomi, the mom, and the brother, you're looking at a very humble family. And suddenly, from there, from that picture, which I believe there are some other pictures, but from a very, very humble beginning, the transformation came suddenly when the Oni of Ife decided, oh, this will be my queen. And then from there, the mother from this transformation, Naomi's mom from this transformation, became that in the middle. And Naomi's transformation, you can see left in green and right in the blue frame. Huge transformation. The mom in the red box was transformed to that from that in the middle. From that to that. And then the rest of the sibling transformed as well. And then look at this. Naomi's mom transformed from there with Naomi here. Huge transformation. Here. All within the twinkle of an eye. And then with Oni Ogunwusi. Can you see that? Let me show you. From there to there. And then the mom and her. And then the mom and herself. And then Oni himself. And then the beauty queen to this. From there to there. And then to this one. Ta ni ẹni tó máa sọ pé owó ò dáa? Ta ni ẹni náà? Money is good. The only thing money cannot buy you happiness, and money cannot buy you health. The moment your health deteriorates, it fails. That's it. And money cannot buy you happiness. John Yotuk, welcome to the stream. Adibo Aleido Aladeswami, you said thanks so much, Baba Frank. You always learn. I'm not going to post your comment. Alaji Arebu Usholade Bukola Odifadering, good morning. Yes, my Bukola Odifadering is watching the stream live. You see, all of you all over the whole world watching this live stream from California, west coast of the United States, right all the way from the dispatch box. Adeboale Idowu, again, you've said you are too much and go ahead. Thanks. Yes, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just building up. Guys, share it, please. So, can you now reason with me why I brought the differences between someone who won the lottery and someone that fame and fortune suddenly caught up with, that we're unable to manage? Alaja Folake Alawiye, you said absolutely. Thank you for that. And yes, I accidentally posted your comment. Sylvanus, you said, what a transformation, well broken down to be understood. When I work on presentations, you see that this was why when I was at the London College of Printing, if I have any presentation those days, it was always jam-packed full. Jam-packed full. In fact, some of my lecturers will, if they don't have any lecture or whatever they are doing, they will come. People want to listen to me. Alaji Aremu Sholade, you said, in just 1 year only, you haven't heard. Look, I'm still going. I'm coming down. Eunice, I'm seeing your name for the first time. Maybe I've provoked you. You said Owo da. Talo so Owo dalara. Owo dalara gon. Come on. Awe mama Donny. Owo le slow down age in by about 5 years. If you know what to do. Ow, Biggie took Steve Methuselah. Yes, you have not been tuning to watch the show, Biggie. It's been a while. Merry Christmas. And I've got another of my girl here, Shobuki. Compliments of the season. I enjoyed your Christmas dance. I watched it so passionately. I hope you and everyone at the Trinity Chapel, Pastor Yemi, my favorite pastor, Yemi Odusholu, I hope you guys prayed for many of us that are behind the box. I know you will too. Yes, Alaji Aremu, you said, okay, you're okay, we should go there. I'm going to go there. Now, before I go in there, let me show you this. Because I promised you guys we're going to touch both physical and spiritual. Yes, we will. Now, I streamed this and I gave you guys this illustration when I was dealing with life path and the different ways or the different access gate to some of us, how we access this plane of existence called planet Earth. When we came out from the darkness of the womb to the lights of the world. There are some who are life path number 1. I termed that as the originator. There are some with a life path 2, which is 11-2, a sacred number that is special to the Freemasons and the Ogboni fraternity. 11, 22, 33. 33 being the apex, the top eye, the top end of the triangle, and the base of the triangle, 1122. So some, they are carrier of that sacred number. So wherever you see 2, just know that that is a number and you are able to crack somebody else's date of birth, which you are going to see. 11-2. I said, well, some, when you collapse their date of birth, some you will end up with 11-2 if you use the 2 formulas that I provided you guys with. Some will come up with 11-11. Some will come up with 2-2, such as former Chancellor of the Exchequer and Prime Minister Gordon Brown. And then life path number 3, the life of a party, exactly like my own father's life path. And to be very honest with you, ZAB was a party animal who lived life to the fullest, the best of everything he had, the best of drinks, the best of women he had. I'm not going to hide that away from you. And then number 4, 22-4, the conservative or the master builder. And then life path 5, the non-conformist. And then life path 6, 33-6, the top end apex of the triangle. I said the romantic types or the compassionate ones. And then life path 7, like my first daughter, the intellectuals. And then life path 8, the big shot. And then life path 9, the performer. I came up with this. Now, many of you that must have been through that cycle with me, I know for a fact that Bukola Odufaderi was in that class. And I think Justin Noah, I think, let me see, Lizzie Azu, all of them. Okay? Now, this particular one, I'm going to show you the next thing. Now, based on what you've seen, I've managed to crack His Royal Majesty Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, the 51st Oni of Ife. Ojaja was born on a Thursday. I even went as far as looking back, gazing back into the day of the week that he was born. He was born Thursday, 17th day of October 1974. Did you get that? Check it out. It's readily available. It's just a matter of you utilizing the information that you are able to extract and then create something that is tangible for the world to see. So, cracking Ojaja's life path. All I need to do using the first formula, to which many of you that were with me knew about, was to just add up the entire date of birth. And that, 17 plus 10 plus 1974, provided me with 2001. Now 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 equals 3. This is Ifa Oracle at its simplest form, ladies and gentlemen. So, from looking at the Oni of Ife, he was born on a Thursday that is ruled by planet Jupiter. Yes, you heard. I even went into that. If I knew the time of his birth, I will work out complete the constellation of the stars when he was born. But that information is not readily available. But I can honestly tell you, Ojaja, born on Thursday, 17th day of October 1974, happens to be a Libra. Gazing again through his astrological sign. And that's why you've got that symbol of Libra in there. The symbol of justice. Life Part 3. Remember this? Number 3, the life of a party. Number 3. So, are you now surprised that many of you are beginning to see the Oni of Ife in this function, in that function? It is due to that point of access, his point of access into the universe. Make no mistakes, Oni of Ife is a bona fide life Part 3, like my late father, Engineer Zacchaeus Andrew Bello, ZDB. Don't mess about. Prince Philip, Her Majesty's late husband, shares the same life path with the Oni of Ife, because I've done too many work in that area in my book, Oni of Ife, Life Part 3. And then look at him once again, the 51st Oni of Ife. 5 plus 1 equals 6. So we've got 3 and 6 secretly vibrating with the Oni of Ife, or Jaja the second. You remember this? 3, 6, 9. I don't know at this stage whether Oni is going to reign for 9 years or more, or a little bit longer. But maybe those years, maybe when we collapse those years, are we going to end up with a 369 for the Oni of Ife too? Because already 3 and 6 is secretly vibrating as an energy frequency over the Oni of Ife. Is it for good? We will look into that. Not a topic for today. Now, look at this. Olori Naomi Ogunwusi. I struggled before I could get access to her date of birth. My mistake in the process of what I was trying to type. You can see the typo I made there. Naomi was born in Akure. Her parents, according to my findings, are from Ikere Ekiti. But she was born, bred, and raised in Akure, my hometown. She was born on a Tuesday, 12th of October 1993. Again, the same way as I've done with the Oni of Ife. 17 plus 10 plus 1993 provided me with 2015. Again, when I collapsed that subsequently, what are we getting? We're getting 8. 8. The big shot. Now, look at life part 8, the big shot, and life part 3, the life of a party. Now, let's look at this. These two. Let me bring the Oni and Olori Naomi together. You see, Oni, life part 3, Naomi, life path 8. Both of them are Libra. Both of them, Libra. Okay. A liberal male, liberal man, and a liberal woman, because they were both born just days apart and in the same month, but different years. But they ended up being the same star sign, but collapsing their access gate to the universe. Oni was life part 3, Naomi life part 8. But let's look at their compatibility from their zodiac point of view. As liberal, a liberal male, Oni of Ife, liberal man, Naomi, a liberal woman. You see, looking at those two, I can honestly tell you that they could have been the best couple. Just merely looking at their zodiac sign, their astrological sign. Because they both understand one another. And one of the things they like doing is having healthy discussions. They like to have healthy discussions, which more than often solves a lot of matter, a lot of problems for them both. Making this usually made the Oni to be comfortable. To be comfortable around Naomi. I'm not going to lie to you. That is astrological. In terms of their bonding, in terms of love affairs, You see, Oni as a liberal man and Naomi as a liberal woman, both of them usually show a lot of empathy towards one another. Maybe that perhaps must have been the reasons the Oni propagated her into the open. We're still going to go into that because there's a lot more still coming your way, to which I am going to make those analysis and things that were not said and people were not really looking into those areas. Now, both of them as Libras, they are righteous. They are righteous in the true sense of it. They are righteous people. And one thing, make no mistakes, the two of them, they like to talk, they like to discuss with other Libras like themselves. Level of understanding. Now, make no mistakes, both of them, they sometimes run out of energy, which they normally do not like, and it becomes advisable for one of them to cheer the other up. We're looking at just their astrological chart. This two. Oni as a liberal and Naomi equally as a liberal. Am I really making sense to someone? There's a lot more. Bukola Odufadeni, let's quickly take some comments here. You said, what I don't understand is why does a prophetess go to the highest traditional throne in Yoruba land? What kind of confusion is that? I'm coming there. Bukola Odufadeni Olusonya, I am coming there. There's a lot more. Ishola Olalekan, I'm saying that name now for the second time. Compliments of the season to you. Maybe you've been a very quiet admirer of the stream. Biggie, you watched my late evening Christmas walk. No, it was not late. It was in the afternoon, London time. Did you enjoy that? Thank you. Yes, Councillor Fumi Ademilua. Good evening to you. Compliments of the season. Yeah, I'm sure you guys, you're going to enjoy the stream. Yes, you are. You see, we are on them. We're on them. Okay, now, what about, you see, we now know that Oni, when we access his life path to the universe, is the life part 3. And from life part 3, remember, we said it is the life of a party. Life path 3. And Naomi is a life path 8. The big shot. Make the mistakes. The big shot. We're coming there. Okay. Now, what about the differences in their life path? Astrologically, both as Libras, yes, they are good for one another. But what about their access to this plane of existence? Are they compatible? Were they supposed to be together? If we come to check and gaze into their individual life path as Oni life path 3 and Naomi as a life path 8. Okay, I'll tell you. You see, life path 3, the Oni of Ife, being a life path 3, is most compatible with life parts 1, 5, and 7. The life path that Oni should have gone for, that is compatible to him, if we put Ewa, beauty, to one side, is without any shadow of doubt life path 1, the originator. Life path 5, the non-conformist. And then life path 7, the intellectuals. Those were the life path that the Oni of Ife should have settled for. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Because guess what? Life path 3 is a very, very creative life path. And because of that creativity in that life path is chaotic. Did you get that? Oni's life path as a life path 3 is full of creativity. And I think since he ascended the throne as the Oni of Ife, many of you must have seen Oni of Ife's creativity for Yoruba land across the entire world. Make no mistakes. Very creative life part, but at the same time, very chaotic. He's very, very independent. And he's got high level of self-expression too. Oni can express himself, and you can clearly see that when he's talking. Make no mistakes. Now, because of these traits are very well suited to the traits of the life path number 5. Life path 5. You see, life path 5, the non-conformist, is very suitable if the Oni has got a wife who is life path 5. I'm still going to check on the other Oloris too. But life path 5 is the best. Because 5 will suit Oni for chaos and unpredictability. Oni is very unpredictable. Let me assure you, as a life path 3. But life path 5 is very adventurous and daring as well. So the two of them, if they are matched together, will most likely go on an adventure together. That adventure in life path 5 is absent in Naomi's life path as an 8. Now, because Oni is equally creative, life path 7 can help him to explore a new depth and appreciation to his life and to his work. Now, don't forget, 7 is considered to be introvert, but also quite mystical, and can help to show him the things he might not see in life. One, 5, and 7 should have been the ideal life path for Oni Oguwusi or Jaja II. See, people are not looking into this part and that part of their spiritual wellness. And as for Naomi, as for Queen Naomi, a life path 8, I tell you, Naomi is only compatible to life path 2, 11-2, 22-4, and 33-6. This life path. She's only compatible to those. Maybe, let me see, guys, if I can bring in that illustration for you. Many people, you guys are now tuning in. Abiodun Kayode, yes, I see you regularly. Yes, good evening. Amina Olayinka, you said, Yes. James Coker, you said, we need to go back to our roots. That is the reason we are lost, according to you. Yes. And I think Councillor Fumi Ademiloa replied, James Coker, true. How do we go from here moving forward? Just wait for it. Let me see if I can bring in this particular this particular illustration. Let me see. I think it should be under the PNG. Hang on, guys. Yes, let me. I think it should be here. Let me look for it. Yeah, I'll try, because I need, if I don't do this for Naomi, some of you that you've never been onto my show before might not understand what I want to talk about. Okay, I don't think it is here. I don't think okay, yeah, it could be here actually. Let me see. Okay, it is not here. Okay, yes, it is here. Yeah, I think I did this illustration. Okay, let me bring it in here. It is this one. Yes. Guys, look at this. I used this illustration in the last time, and if you look carefully left, you can see the triangle, and inside that triangle, you can see at the top apex of that triangle, you can see the third eye, and you can see 11, 22, and 33. And right, you can see the seal of Solomon, or the Star of David. And you can see the different triangles that are right inside the two triangles. All right, you can see them. And inside that, you can see in blue a hexagon. And inside the hexagon, there is equally a circle, but you can see that. Now, 11, 2, 22, and 33. Now, let me bring this back. I told you their secret number. 11 is the same as 2. 22 is the same as 4. 33 is the same as 6. The peacemaker, the intuitive, the conservative, the master builder, the romantic, the compassionate. As for Naomi, as a life path 8, she's only compatible with 2, 4, and 6. 11, 22, and 6. 2, 4, and 6. You heard? And nobody can contest that. Let them take this to the highest Awok Ifa consultation. And the highest level in Awo, they will tell them, I'm right. See, because as a life path 8, Naomi, as a life path 8, like to be in control. If I am wrong, I've never been to their household, I've never been near the Oni's palace, I don't have any relationship with them. But this is the fact of the matter. As a life path 8, I'm not looking straight into her astrological sign as a Libra. I'm looking through into that special area when she accessed the gates of the universe from the darkness of her mother's womb into the lights of the world. Life part 8. She likes to be in control. And Oni, being a life part 3, let me assure you, does not like the idea as a life part 3 when Naomi takes control, absolute control. Now, picture exactly what happened at the palace, to which we are still going there. I'm just looking straight into her access code to the universe. Now, let me ask you, if someone tried to change you to, if someone like Naomi Ogunwusi suddenly come into your life and wants to change everything about you, will you succumb? Will you surrender? No, I won't. Now put yourself in Oni's position. Put yourself into Oni's family's position, because an Oni has got relations, has got siblings. Now put yourself into the other Oloris and the other royal household that Oni will have to take care of. Talk less of many other Ajes, Oshos, Emiris, Eboras that rely so much on the king. Just like Bukola Odufaderi said, ask. We're still coming there. When she knew exactly where she's going to, she ought to know. But now, to now go into the palace as a life part 8 and they want to change things would be a bit difficult. Palace ilé ayé ni, kò ṣe palace èèyàn kan. Life part 2 could have been a good match to Naomi, because those two will always look at both sides of a situation and will always want to be the peacemaker. They will listen to one another and not try to take charge of the situation. See, just note that the life part that Queen Naomi should have settled for should have been life part 11-2, 22-4, this one. 11-2, 22-4, and 33-6. And anyone with those life paths, 11, 22, 33, for me, I classify them as Aje, witches, because these are special people. Witches and wizards, they're special because 33 is the highest level you can reach in Freemason and the Ogboni fraternity. I want to ní agbára púpọ̀ when you are married to any of them. If you are a man or a woman, you have to be careful, because I'm married to a life path 33. Be careful. A life path 33. Be careful. It is very tough here. Amina, you said you'll be happy if the elders can resolve their issues. I think from the look of things, it's gone far beyond that. From what I gathered, I'm still coming back to that issue. Esther Ewetuga JP, compliments of the season. Thank you for coming in to watch the show. Ola Univ, long time. I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you? Steve Osagie, this is Ifa in its raw form, according to you. Indeed. Broken down. Becky Comfort, you yeah, because you are new here. Esther Ebutuga, let me post your comment as well. You said Naomi is very domineering and her mother were going there. You see, I said it. Domineering. Whether I wasn't in the palace, but I'm sure this stream will get to Oni at some point in time. And he's probably going to watch it. And everything I've broken down, nobody can contest. James Coker, you said, I know myself because I'm 723 Leo. You might need to go through that school of thought for you to be able to decode your access point to the universe. As Taiwe Truga said, it is sad. It is sad indeed, but that's exactly what's happening. Sylvanos, you said this episode will have series and parts. Still more to it, sir. I hope to finish this in one go today. Wallahi, talai. I'm not going to duplicate this issue. It is once and for all. Titiloye Erewumi, hello. Amina Olayinka. Yes, you were there when I was dealing with you were in that classroom when I was dealing with the life path. What life path are you? Yes. And you said your daughter, one? Is your daughter one and the other one, the boy 7? They can either be one. That school of thought of the life path. That's what I mean. Okay, guys, let me quickly take you on a very short break with White Case tune. White Case, our favorite guy, and Idajo Oluwa today, Idajo Olorun today. So let's enjoy White Case, and I'm still going to post how you can get that tune. Enjoy it.
Yeah, G.O.D. This is the message. I fear no man. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n ronú pìwàdà o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn gbóhùn ò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kan tú aláìṣẹ̀ sílẹ̀ o. Tí wọn ò bá gbọ́ o, òjò ìdájọ́ á rọ̀ lé wọn lórí. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ó ní kí n sọ fáwọn tí wọ́n láwọn lálágbára. Ó ní kí n sọ fáwọn tí wọ́n ní àyànfẹ́ lára. Ó ní kí n sọ fọ́ba kí wọ́n ronú pìwàdà o. Tí wọn ò bá gbọ́ o, òjò ìdájọ́ á rọ̀ lé wọn lórí. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n ronú pìwàdà o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn gbóhùn ò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kan tú aláìṣẹ̀ sílẹ̀ o. Tí wọn ò bá gbọ́ o, òjò ìdájọ́ á rọ̀ lé wọn lórí. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba
Yes, that was White Case. Yes, he's one of us. Very proud Yoruba son who is based in Moscow, in Russia. So that was where he worked that. And I'll indulge you guys to please subscribe to his feeds, his channel, and then support him with $1 that will help him grow so that he can begin to wax better songs for us. Now, I'm still planning to bring him onto the stream sometime next year. Okay, Amina Olayinka, you said, okay, both you and your daughter, you were both part 7. You should have made a good wife for the Oni of Ife. You should have made a good Olori because your life path is one of those life paths that the Oni of Ife should have settled for. And you'll be able to quench when Oni is angry or something else is not working right. Okay, now let's go into a lot more that many people still don't know, because I got this as a case that many people will have to look into. Now, there are Queen Naomi Ogunwusi and Oba Adeyeye Eniton Ogunwusi Ojaja II. Yeah, their relationship degenerated, and for it to get into the domain of the social media, obviously Olori Naomi triggered everything that went viral into the digital media. Now, I'm not going to go into how that happened, although Naomi explained that she reached a decision to divorce the Oni, and that decision was not based on an allegation of immoral conduct against the king. Fine. Now, the first thing I want to point out is Naomi, without any shadow of doubt, knew where she was going. Like I said, to which we're going to go into that. What failed before she was heavily transformed, like I showed you guys? What failed? You see, you can imagine someone that was like this, and the mom and the brother, from this very, very humble beginning, transformed to this. And then suddenly, the same mom suddenly transformed to this. And then onto this. And then herself, from there, the Oni, after the touch of money and everything, provided her with her queen. And you can see Naomi with the mom that was like that suddenly became this. And then with the sibling, it's not that Oni never looked after everyone, he did. And then look, from this, the mom, to that. And then from that, for Naomi, holding the mom, to this, and then to this, and then to that. Beauty queen. Now, the transformation from here within in less than 5 years. In less than 5 years. Meant the mistake the palace made, which I'll blame the palace, was not allocating someone to manage that transformation from the very, very bottom of the ladder in society to a high class in society. Not that she's been through the lower class and then suddenly climbed onto the middle class, and then from the middle class and then took the necessary step to get onto the higher class. It was from a lower class to a higher class within 5 years. So no management, no coaching, apart from the life part, the access gate, and everything. Now, what happened? Now, according to her, according to Queen Naomi, Olori Naomi, she said she was only married wife to him. She only married Oni. She said she only married. And she said people assumed they were in love, that throughout their life as a couple, she was only married. She was only a married wife to him. There were side attractions, but it was never an issue. Just only a wife. But I would have thought that if the mother, if Naomi's mother fully understand where the daughter was going at the time, and if she's from perhaps say the middle class, it was a matter of her rejecting the fact that, oh no, you can't go because you won't be able to face the consequences of the actions that will follow. And if you want to go, just know for a fact that this is a Yoruba monarch, and a first class Yoruba monarch, and he's going to have other Oloris. Ladies and gentlemen, the British royal family are not as complicated or complex as our own, in as much as they've got their own, there are complex, there are so many things wrapped up even within the royal household in England, the House of Windsor. Now, remember when Kate Middleton decided she was going to get married to Prince William on the spot? Kate was allocated a specialist that coached her, the household she's going. And the very first thing she was told was, now that you've stepped into the center stage, the first thing that will follow you left, right, and center, and for the rest of your life, is the camera. Then followed by other things that she might not be able to say out in public. Look, guys, let me tell you something. As far back as when, let me refer back to Dodi Al-Fayed and Lady Diana Spencer, Charles's wife. You see, the very day Diana brought Dodi Al-Fayed into the limelight to show the world that, oh, Dodi Al-Fayed is my new boyfriend, I told my wife straight at home because we were together watching the news as it was breaking that time. I told my wife, I said, they'll kill Diana. I said, this is the end. If Diana did not toil with that path, that line she took, rest assured, Diana will still be alive today. I'm just telling you. It does not matter whether it is the Oni of Ife or Prince Charles. Let me assure you, royalty is the same anywhere in the world. Royalty is the same anywhere in the world. You see, as a Yoruba monarch, I totally disagree with Naomi on this path, because Oni of Ife can decide to take another wife, and culture or tradition cannot question him, unlike with the House of Windsor. She said she assumed they were, as many would assume, that they were in love, but throughout, as a couple, she was only married to the Oni, and that there were side chicks. But that was never, to her, it was never an issue. It is an issue, or it was an issue. But she never mentioned maltreatment or harassment or a bad behavior from the Oni in the 3 years of their marriage. 3 years. The Oni of Ife, Ojaja the second, a life part 3, the life of a party, transformed Naomi from there in 1990, in 3 years. From there to this, to this, to this, to this, to this, and to that one. She transformed the person, he transformed the woman to be an ideal queen that she will see time after time and she will cherish. And wherever they go into public functions, they want to see a different queen. Yes, he did that. No question about that. It is only money that can change such a huge transformation in 3 years from there to this one. Many people will dream of such life, but it will never come their way. So she never mentioned any maltreatment or the Oni maltreated her or harassed her in their 3 years of marriage. 3 years. But all she pointed out in the letter that she distributed to the digital media was the general experience expected of a typical responsible lady should go through in a typical African marriage. Ọmọdé ló ṣe, Naomi. And he held the helper. She said she did her best to endure and make the marriage work, and that many times she smiled through the struggle, but finally realized she had just one assignment in Oni's household: her son. And when God is done, he's done. Okay. Going through all those information being distributed right across the digital media, see, responsible people should ask themselves, if you're responsible, you have to look very carefully, deeply into the Yoruba norms and the Yoruba culture, and you have to look as well into the fact that we are dealing with a first class king in Yoruba land. Now, you have to ask yourself some genuine questions on issues or the grounds for a divorce to which Olori Naomi suddenly came up with. The first is, has the marriage broken down, irretrievable? Her marriage, has it broken down, irretrievable? The answer is no. Has there been an allegation of adultery, knowing fully well that the Oni of Ife has got other Oloris as well? No. Is there an allegation of dissertation? The answer is no. Any insanity? The answer is no. Then, if these characteristics on grounds of divorce by Naomi are not pointed out by herself in her letter of divorce, then something must be wrong somewhere, particularly in the palace. Because the palace has kept mum over the issue. The palace, as usual, with any monarch, not saying anything, so that they won't be misquoted in the public domain. This is the real issue, guys. And you are going to hear win today. Yeah, thank you, YKs. Again, Sylvanus, you said money goodo. Money goodo. Money good. James Coker, money is the root of emoji, evil. We're going to go there. Let me assure you. We're definitely going there. Is there money involved? I'm going to tell you. Esther Ewetruga, you ask, you said, shall we say the Oni was gullible or too kind? I don't think the Oni is gullible. He's probably very kind. Because I tell you what, based on your question, Esther Ewetruga JP, I'm also a man, and I'm not a perfect man. If I see someone with beauty, I can easily mold that person to my taste. And that person, if my character is a little bit lack somewhere, she can equally correct me in that side. Because if I say I'm in love with someone, I'm in love with that person, and I want to see a woman that is beautiful. That is exactly what Oni has done. He doesn't want to see a woman that is ugly. He wants to see a beautiful queen that when presented to the entire world, the world will respect. We're not looking at whether that queen is educated or not. Oti wonu ola already anyway. Ìwà pẹ̀lú ẹwà. You said, they said that picture was about 9 years ago, Baba Frank. No. Even if it's 9 years ago, okay. They pulled together 3 years, okay. Okay, 3 years ago. Take 9 out of 3. You've got 6. Quickly do your sums. And I'll tell you, because I called Akure today, this morning, based on the information that got into my own possession. I had to call Akure to make few findings. Esther Ewetuga, the mother really understand the game they were going in for. Yes, she does. Maybe she doesn't understand. Maybe she thought, oh, she could easily manipulate the royal household. But yes, only consult pẹ̀lú àwọn olórí awo àti gbogbo àwọn everybody. Fafa fa ilé òòṣà lọ́lọ́ tí ó mọ̀ pé òòṣà ju òòṣà lọ. Yemi Foluke, you said innocent lady, poor Naomi. You are just joining. You haven't seen. You're just joining, so you haven't heard how I cracked certain code between Naomi and Oni of Ife. Maybe you need to watch this. That's why if you join the stream halfway, you might not get the gist of the real jigsaw. She didn't know what was waiting for her there, because we were told that she was arranged for the king by her mom and a prophetess. Look, wait. Listen, Abiodun Kayode, ipasẹ̀ èèyàn kan lèèyàn fi mọ èèyàn kan. You see, the woman I married, I never met her on the street and toasted her on the street. I met her through someone. We chatted. Those years, decades ago. And we made home. We planned to make home together, and we did. I never flew out of the box to just say, oh, mo fẹ́ lọ bá ilé sọ̀rọ̀, mo fẹ́ lọ bá Ọbásanjọ́ sọ̀rọ̀, mo fẹ́ lọ bá Aminu Tambuwa sọ̀rọ̀, mo fẹ́ lọ bá gbogbo àwọn ilé sọ̀rọ̀. No, some people connected me to there, and I have equally connected many people again. Somebody will connect someone, but how you use that connection to better yourself is the problem. Esther Wetuga, you said precisely. I don't know what I was saying that you said precisely. Ayeni Adegboye Philip, good evening to you. Amina Olayinka, unfortunately, according to you, she doesn't have a good mother. Wait. I'm still going. This is just the beginning. And I promise you guys, I said, I'm going to finish this stuff today. I'm not going to run it in series. Alaji Aremu Oshualade, he said, Baba, kò sí bí a ṣe máa ṣe ìbolo tí kò ní ẹbọlọ tí kò ní run ìgbà. Okay. James Coker, you said, Oni can have 50 wives, as many wives as possible. Èèyàn kan ló ní kó lọ torí bọ orí throne pò fẹ́fẹ́ ọba Karo Ojire ni. Èèyàn kan ló ní kó lọ torí bọ. Olùfẹ́fẹ́ ọba. O mọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ lọ bá ń bẹ ni. Bàbá ayé ni now. James Coker, you said that's our culture. You cannot overrule that. Bumi Adedeji, you said, God bless you, sir, for speaking the truth. I'm still coming down. Emma Bonwi, Amina Olayinka, Amina Olayinka, you said you can't have that type of money and not spend it. I like that. And then you said Oni is wealthy. Indeed. Esther Iwetuga. The picture is 3 years ago. Thank you. Yeah, loads of comment. Loads of comment. I'll take everything. Amina, you said they should go and learn from small Regina Daniels. Okay, let's go back. Let us go back. You see, let me remind people again from there to there to this with the mother. And by the way, that's the mother in the middle. And that was the mother a few years ago. And then this, and then this, and then this. And glamorous, beautiful Queen Naomi. Let's go a little bit further. Okay. There is this independent investigative site called Fact Checkers, who made public 5 major reasons. 5 reasons for this problem. In this problem, the first they identified was Oni's impetuosity at empowering the family of whoever he wedded. Oni's ability at empowering, in enriching the family of whoever he's married to. Number 1 reason. Number 2, his eagerness and unfettered desire of making any marriage work by over pampering and over satisfying his spouse, his wife. 3, they identified the third major reasons as Naomi's childish and youthful exuberance and her agrarian affection for her family member. 4 reason, cross-level mentality or class up the ante. I did say that. From a low class, very, very low class, suddenly catapulted to a higher class management of that class that catapulted you, because your mental attitude and your mental state of health is based on that lower ground. And 5, Naomi's mom and Naomi's brother Benro, and the gold digging attitude of the family, and that will be broken down here. Now the question is, let's ask ourselves, was Naomi's mom and Naomi's brother Benro, are they really and truly gold diggers? Again, knowing fully well that they came from the bottom of the class in the Nigerian society and suddenly catapulted to the top class. Somebody from an F class of the Nigerian society, or no, don't let me be too ruthless, from an E class, a class that is above F, suddenly to an A star class, A plus 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 class. That was just a transformation using Nigeria's social demographic structure. Make no mistakes. Are the gold diggers the family? Okay, the first was that was the issue of not tampering with. Should we really look into that? Okay, let's go into some stuff here. You see, Oni's ambition, the moment Naomi was hooked up, linked with the Oni. So what happened was that Oni immediately made provisions by making comfortable Naomi's family within the Oni immediately, according to this fact, and I checked the fact today in Akure. I got it and I realized they told me emphatically in Akure today that Naomi and Naomi's parents, the mom and the dad, are from Ikere-Ekiti, and that they've been living in Akure for a long time, and they've settled in Akure a long time, and that Naomi was born in Akure land. So the first thing Oni did was relocated the family of her queen from the room and parlor accommodation. They occupy the room and parlor. That means a face me, I face you house outside Akure, and then planted them in a palatial duplex at Ijakpo government reserved area in Akure. Guess what? Within 24 hours. Within 24 hours. Because it will be disastrous for Oni to visit Naomi and the family in that one room and parlor accommodation. So that was the first thing the Oni did. Now you can see why. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now you can see why Naomi's life suddenly catapulted from an E class to an A-star class. Ijakpo estate is one of the top and one of the highest end of where the rich can live in Akure land. I know that too well. And there's Ijakbo, and there's Alagbaka quarters too. But Ijakbo estate, cream. Was that a mistake? Of course I'll do the same thing. If I have the money, that will be the first thing I'll do as a man. Now, Naomi moved every member of her family, including the mom and all her siblings, including Benro, her brother, and 6 others into that palatial mansion in Ijakpo Estate. And whenever she moved to Ife also, she also does with all the trains and family wagon. Anytime she's coming to Ife from Akure, bam, they will all travel in train. Now, according to fact checker, they said at Ile-Ife, immediately the marriage was consummated and a private residential quarter was allocated to Queen Naomi. All the above members from Ijakpo estate of her family were always there with her, inclusive of Naomi's mom. Whether Naomi's mom was staying there permanently or not, we will check that out. But I have a feeling she was. Now, the same fact checkers found equally that Naomi prefers staying in Akure for her ministration works. Fine. And to her credit, she has never kept a straight 1 week in Ile-Ife to attend to the king. Neither has she cooked a pot of soup or ordinary egg by herself for the monarch. Not once in their marriage. Okay, fine. Some of you might say, oh, but the Oni of Ife has got too many cooks and everything. It's a totally different ballgame when your wife, we're talking about her queen, I mean his queen, going into the kitchen, kneeling down to the crown of her head to say, Kábíyèsí, mo fẹ́ ṣe breakfast to dá fún yín ní òní. That is if Kábíyèsí is not in fast. Because those people, they fast all the time anyway, because of where they are. Or, kó wò pé, òun ló máa ṣe oúnjẹ òní o, kìnnìkan. Kò lè poison Kábíyèsí now because Kábíyèsí igbákejì òrìṣà ni. Gbogbo nǹkan kí nǹkan tó bá fi sínú oúnjẹ fún Kábíyèsí máa rí. That's exactly what they're trying to say. She's never kept one straight 1 week in Ile-Ife to attend to the king. Neither has she cooked a pot of soup or ordinary egg for the monarch. Not once since their marriage, 3 years. And according to that investigation as well, the golden rule is that the golden rule in the palace is that the queen and her family must be comfortable. Did you hear this? The golden rule in the palace is that the queen and her family must be comfortable. So maybe this is why we have the deliberate lapping up of the excesses of Queen Naomi's family, particularly the queen mom, Naomi's mom, who always go to the market. They said she always go to the market to buy things on. Won't you sell to the queen's mother? Show Nita for mama queen ini. And equally they said Benro, the brother, was a former trailer conductor who was heavily rehabilitated by the Oni. His brother Benro, here, pictured there, was heavily, not just Oni rehabilitated the entire family. We got to know, again through fact finding, fact checkers, that Olori Naomi has a strong attachment with her family, and 3 times told the Oni of Ife that if the occasion warrants her picking an option between the Oni, and on one hand and her family on the other, she will not beat an eye to opt out for her family. She won't blink an eye. And imagine a woman, in fact, I am not even Oni. If a woman should say that to me, just me, ordinary human being, that's never ascended the throne, I tell you what, I wouldn't even wait for anything. That woman is out of the door. If I am in Nigeria, and if it is the United Kingdom, let me tell you, I'm out of the door. I'll leave everything behind. But if I leave everything behind, I'll make her life hell. I'll be out of the door. In Nigeria, she will be out of the door. So this, you can clearly see why the investigation by fact checker said it was displayed by her during the last coronation anniversary, that she refused to attend the major occasion just because the Oni refused to send a special convoy to come and pull her and all her family in Akure. And even though she has, guess what, 7 cars in her possession and retinue of attendants at her disposal. Àwọn obìnrin mi máa ń fi ayọ̀ pa nǹkan. Ìyá ẹ̀ ló ba ayé ẹ̀ jẹ́. Ìyá Naomi lẹ́ni tó yẹ kó rí ẹ̀ pé èmi ò blame Naomi. Ìyá ẹ̀ gangan lèmi blame. Yeah, I know you guys, you are really commenting. Amina Olayinka, you said that small girl is really investing seriously. Delebelo. Delebelo, you said you need a cup of coffee. You're enjoying this presentation. There's a lot more coming. I think I need to grab myself a nice cup of coffee as well. You mentioned it. Esther Tuga. You said Naomi's mother and her children are a big problem. It is a big shame for this gold digger family. Very unfortunate for the Oni. Oni fall in love ni. And it can happen to any man. It can happen. Amina Olayinka, you said, if I see gold now, me too will dig uncle. Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. No, you won't do that, Aminat. You're well cultured, yeah, Lauren. I know that. You won't do that. You won't. I trust, in fact, knowing you from a distance, and I know you won't do that. And Muslimi do that to me for that matter. You won't. Delebelo. You said they are gold diggers and wolves in sheep's clothing. Esther Iwe to God, they are Omo Ujuri Larry. James Coker, let me post your comment. You said, I was in the palace 2 years ago in the meetings. You can see women eyeing him with my dollars. I can't get one of the beautiful one. Ọba là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ yìí náà. Ọba aládébá la máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ yìí. Kí ló ń sọ yìí? Orí kú bàbá yèyé ni. Orí kú bàbá yèyé ni. Bàbá ń jáyé orí ẹ̀ ni. Kò rẹ́ anybody ń ṣe. Yes, Sister Iwetuga, you said from rag to riches. Yes, I'll take all your comments, guys. Now, you know what? Fact checkers revealed in their investigation that Queen Naomi's mannerism and her modus operandi, her methods of operation, was even tolerable by the Oni himself. But her family's idiosyncrasies were contemptible, particularly some of them, the sisters. And Benro, the brother, intoxicated with the simplicity and generosity of the Oni of Ife. There's a lot more coming. See, since Olori Naomi's marriage to the Ife monarch, fact checkers equally discovered that Naomi's mother her brother's uncle, that is Naomi's mother, which happens to be Naomi's uncle, that is Naomi's brother, who happens to be Naomi's uncle, and other siblings Did you hear that? Naomi's mother's brother, who happens to be Naomi's uncle, and other siblings reside in the palace until a few weeks ago, when the Oni insisted her mother and siblings must vacate the palace, as the ostentatious life being lived and the untoward attitude disgraces to the monarch, especially among his friends, who have become moguls of the Olori family waywardness. Naomi's mother's brother, who happens to be Naomi's uncle, was there, that one too, parading the palace. What for? Now, the last straw that broke the camel's back was the decision of the Oni at emancipating and empowering the family of his wife forever. The Oni wanted to empower Naomi's family forever. So an opportunity emerged from a long dream of the Oni. Oni has always had a dream. So that opportunity that emerged from his long dream was to plant the most luxurious housing and property resort in southwest Nigeria. This man is not a politician. He's just the king. But he's got big dreams. He's got big dreams. And his mission was to empower Naomi's family with his dream. So, a project of 20 billion naira. Did you hear this? Not 1 billion, not 2 billion. A project of 20 billion naira then came into the scene in Akure, in Ondo State. My own state, my own town, my hometown. So what then happened? Oni then decided to appoint Benro, Naomi's brother, to head the project. He then handed over a sum of 1 billion naira to Benro for the commencement of phase 1 of the housing project. Remember, it was a 20 billion naira project. Luxurious housing and property resort in southwest Nigeria, and Akure should have been the first phase. And because Naomi and the family all lived in Akure, so the Oni decided to site that first project in Akure. 20 billion naira, and Benro was given an advance of 1 billion naira for the commencement of the phase 1 of the housing project. So, could this be the beginning of the disintegration of the marriage? Let me break it down. Benro moved to the site, according to fact checkers, with enthusiasm and promised to deliver. He started on a good note that Dioni did not blink an eye. He's been handed 1 billion naira. Now, put it this way: somebody that just came from rag to riches, and somebody who's never been able to manage or somebody that's never been coached in finance or in administration, or somebody that's never handled multi-million naira project, talk less of multi-billion. Somebody who doesn't know what to do with money. According to that fact check, he started on a good note, and that the Oni did not blink an eye when suddenly, guess what? He requested for an additional 50 million naira. 1 billion. Vamos. Just like that. Requested for an additional 50 million naira. 50 million naira. Vamos. And then requested for another 100 million and another 50 million naira, making 1.2 billion naira in total. Guess what? With 1.2 billion naira that's been spent, the structure started collapsing, giving way to the ground after a little rain. Now tell me, what is the difference between Benro and all your hopeless, ludicrous, ruthless politicians in the same country? It's not in politics or needs money to develop a luxurious apartments and holiday resort. Cannot even manage. They struck. Look, everything's after 1.2 billion naira. Everything started collapsing. The ground gave way to itself after a little rain. Now, Oni was alarmed that the project developed a fundamental problem, which, if not quickly and properly attended to, the mud may kill the dream forever. Now, investigation then revealed to the Oni who called a meeting with his wife and Benro and others, telling them to see to the necessity of the disintegrating project being handled by Benro and assigning another competent fellow to do the task. 1.2 billion naira gone down the drain through incompetence. Yeah. And before that was done, a quality and quantity assessment was carried out on the job done at the instruction of the Oni of Ife at the site, as supervised by Olori Naomi's brother, Benro. The assessment revealed that a job done at 567 million naira when the assessment was done. Did you hear that? Benro had already spent 1.2 billion naira, but it showed 567 million naira in assessment. But 1.2 billion had already been collected by Benro. Where are the rest? See that? Now, Oni realized the institution of the cult of in-law and his prime intention of emancipating his wife's family. He overlooked the issue and the money and reassigned the project to another competent person. It was perhaps Oni thought, oh, this is a complete loss. Let me reassign it to another competent person. It was awarded to a guy called Victor at another cost. And Oni never asked Benro Olori, Naomi's brother, to refund the 1.2 billion naira already collected. Now, fact checker revealed from their investigation that even though the Oni carried her queen along in all these decisions to disengage Benro for the benefit of the project and the royal family, Queen Naomi and her family were bitter and angry and swore to square up with Oni Ojaja II. And the first sign of rebellion came from Benro, who, after his disengagement from the site which was being handled by Victor twice, led a band of marijuana smoking guys to destroy the work in progress and constitute a nuisance. Live in Akure. That, you see, this can only come out from the dispatch box at this end, because I'm not friend to anyone. But the fact is that at least truth has to be told. So each time Benro and his marijuana smoking guys misbehaved, Oni always called the attention of Queen Naomi, who, instead of cautioning her own brother, always put the blame on Kabiesi too. That Kabiesi too should have not disengaged Benro after 1.2 billion naira gone down the drain. Now, tired and frustrated by the report on the malfeasance of Benro, Oni was said to have called him to the palace for cautioning. And in that meeting, Benro was said to have displayed what an eyewitness described as an animalistic behavior, totally unexpected by a sane human being at that royal forum. It was also gathered that Naomi was there watching his brother behaving in an uncultured manner without a word to caution his brother. In other words, to reprieve his brother. And despite Benro's crude misbehavior and his I don't care attitude towards the Oni of Ife, the monarch, investigation too revealed that Naomi never for once chastised or admonished him, his brother. So whilst Benro, Naomi's brother, was exhibiting his madness and the monarch was impressing on her the essence of making the Akure project an excellent one. All Naomi was up to is how her brother will get the project back, whether he is competent or not, minding the consequence for Oni's image and their own immediate family. Now, can you see where the freaking control now comes in, and the differences between their life path that I already outlined for you guys? Oni of Ife, life path 3. Naomi, life path 8. Not a good match. They weren't meant to be together. Because guess what? Naomi was a freaking freak. Control freak. Although we gathered Naomi made many attempts to change the mind of the heart of Oni to recall his brother Gbenro back to the side, that request flatly was rejected by the monarch, who appealed to his now estranged wife to look at the issue from his point of view as his wife and mother of his prince. You see, if I was to advise Naomi, I would have said to her, you either choose your marriage, your king, or you choose your mother. Which one do you want? But she had option. She already chose, and she said she would rather go with the family. And what do you expect the king to do anyway? So you expect the king to be crawling to say, oh, please don't go. Oba malamakwe. Oh, ni malamakwe. Now, it was also learned that while the volte-face between the Oni and his now estranged wife was getting to its chaotic level, the father of the monarch, as responsible elder, called the attention of Naomi's mother, who insulted the old man. And in the process, the said Gbenro hijacked the telephone from the old man and lambasted him severally, which made him cry. The father of Oni called the attention, the father of Oni Risha called the attention of Naomi's mother. They insulted the father of the Oni. And in the process, Gbenro, Olori Naomi's brother, hijacked the phone from Oni's father and lambasted him severally, which made the man to cry. You're not hearing all this, and you won't hear this. The circumstances that led to that, could it have been, oh, wọ́n lè sọ pé, oh, àwọn olórí yòókù ló sa oògùn sí kíníkan, why can't they go and take their care of themselves too, spiritually? Now, Oni got wind of the irresponsible act that was meted on his father, called his wife to report the unruly act of her brother Gbenro, but she was vehement that it's either her brother returns to the site or nothing again. While that was ongoing, Benro again snatched the phone from her sister, lampooned the highly respected Yoruba Oba. Lampooned the Oni. Now, you can imagine ìwọ̀sí tí Ọọ̀ni ti gbà sí ara tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀ ní gbọ́ níta. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ kọ́ ni màmá sọ gbogbo owó eléyìí síta? It leaked out. And some people will be saying, oh, kìnnìkan Olórí Naomi. Whilst the monarch tried everything possible within his best. I challenge anyone to come and challenge me on this. Now, it was gathered that Naomi has not been to Ile-Ife in the last 6 weeks, claiming that she could only come home from Akure to Ife with all her family members, including her mom and Benro, who has been on a rude spree to the Oni with impunity. The Oni has refused Olori Naomi's prayers, telling her that she cannot bring into the royal stead those who fooled and despised royalty. I'm gonna look straight into some of your comments, guys. It's tough, isn't it? Very tough, isn't it? Esther Iwetoga, let me run through all your comments. You said all of them moved to the palace. Àwọn aláìlójútì. Again, Esther Iwetoga, you said bí pẹ́pẹ́yẹ bá nǹkan tí pẹ́pẹ́yẹ bá jẹ bí pẹ́pẹ́yẹ bá jẹ òkúta omi ni ó máa fi yà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Nǹkan tẹ́yẹ bá dẹ̀ jẹ lẹ́yẹ máa gbé fò. Again, Esther Iwetoga, you said the mother even buys clothes and jewelry on credit at the expense of the Oni. I won't be able to testify to that because I've not witnessed that. James Coker, not the door, outside the car. Bumi Adedeji, you're home. Ayeni Adegboye Philip. Yes, Baba Frank, the mother is the one to blame, sir. Yinka Aluko, beautiful evening to you. Narada Franklin, long time no see. Said, my Narada, you're watching the stream as well, live from Moscow in Russia. He said, my question to you, Honorable Mr. Frank Bello, what does it matter if a woman from a low class of society marries into the royal family of Ile-Ife? Is the Oni of Ife himself blindfolded and or stupid? No, I think you have to go and no, I won't take that, Narada Franklin. Maybe you need to go and listen to the stream because I think you just joined halfway. I've done quite a lot. I've actually gone as far as decoding both of them using that and that. Let me take off your comment. Let me take your comment off. Yeah, I'll take your comment off so that they can see everything on the screen. Yeah, I've gone as far as decoding their individual life path. Naomi, a life path 8, and Onirisha, a life path 3, and I've gone into a deep conversation with that, and then the transformation. So I disagree with you. Chris, you have a very long comment here. Yeah, let me get rid of on his picture. You said Your analysis doesn't seem balanced and fair. We all come from a social class to the other. Oni wasn't Oni from birth. He moved from one social class to the... No, Oni was born into the royal family. You cannot compare Oni's status. He never came from the street. He was born. His generation he had an uncle that was a former Oni of Ife too. He came from a ruling family house in Ile-Ife. If you just joined the stream and you don't know the angle at which I've been pitching this from the beginning, maybe you need to go and rewatch the stream. That's one thing about my stream. That's one thing. You join suddenly in the middle of the conversation, you'll miss it. And you'll be commenting things that will provoke actions. Yikaluko. Thank you. You said, I like your program, but my prayer is for Queen Naomi to go back to his household. I pray maybe she will learn a big lesson from this. Uche Timothy Eluma. Good evening, Sir Frank. Good evening. John YouTube. You said, black women of nowadays lack reasoning. Tito Fad. I'm seeing this name for the first time. Monarch also collect 200 billion naira from Tinubu and give Benro 1.2 billion. I wouldn't be able to testify whether he collected 200 billion naira. And he's a monarch. You don't know his sources of income before he became monarch. I was told he was a very, very successful businessman before he became the king. Bumi Adedeji. Tito Fad. Okay, well. Okay, Esther Iwetuga, you said, we gathered that the mother always asks Oni's kingsmen for money when they are visiting the Oni. I'm not too sure of that. What I am not part and parcel of, I'm not going to speculate. But it could be true. It could be false. Tito Fad. You said you are not there, but is on discussion going on now on TV. Yeah, you are not there. So if you miss any point or any part of my stream, that's really bad. You might have to go and watch it from the beginning. Eunice Ladikbo. You said Enito Lori Konifila. That's a big one. Okay, Narada, your turn. Naomi saw a life of gleeds and luxury and had an opportunity of getting into it. So what the fuck? Well, I wouldn't. Well, she should have controlled herself and she should have brought herself in line. Again, Narada, maybe you need to watch the stream from the beginning. Yomi Bakare. Okay, let me see this. Yomi Bakare, you said, but Frank, do you believe that Oni himself as a real estate man does not collect money like that, especially when he knew the guy is poor brain money? Like, maybe you must have joined, Yomi Bakare, you must have joined the stream towards the tail end. See, earlier on, I made it known that Oni, just like me, I like people around me to be comfortable, because if people around me are comfortable, then my life is secured and I'm comfortable too. But when people around you are not comfortable, then know that you are in deep, serious trouble. Now get a bigger picture of that with location 9. Politicians, are they comfortable? They're not comfortable because revolution can strike and it can knock any time from now. Esther Ewetoga. Benro is one of the people that should be eliminated on Yoruba land when we get our Yoruba nation. No, please. No. Okay. Okay. Let me post this. You were asking Esther Ewetoga, can voodoo really work on the Oni? No, I don't think so. Lie, go possible. Go possible. Steve Osagie. You said, but Mr. Frank, why should the Oni put such a human being with no experience in project management or any kind of administrative skills to handle a multi? That is the mistake I believe they Oni made. You remember I said somebody that's never managed a big project, who doesn't know anything about managing money. I think he was being generous. But I think what Oni should have done, if Oni probably consulted with people like myself, I should have said, okay, Oni can commission architects, engineers, surveyors, everyone, only for those will be responsible for the project. But Benro should be a supervisor reporting the project to the Oni of Ife. That should have been the easiest form. Had the Oni consulted with me, because we're talking about architects drawing up plans, we're talking about structural engineers calculating beams, calculating everything. We're talking about civil engineers that will know the thickness of the concrete and everything that's going to go, the columns, the steel, structural engineers. Oh dear. Esther Ewetoga, you said, I'm sorry the Oni should get rid of this useless, wretched family. Again, you said, Ojo Oni ti ri nkan Benny. So I'm not really taking sides, but I'm calling it the way it is. Okay. Socrates Auto Sales. You said, sir, please remember that Benro is Naomi's elder brother. She shouldn't have summoned up courage to openly rebuke his brother. Nevertheless, it's obvious that her family brought this misfortune on her. Socrates Auto Sale. Let me tell you something. When I was very naughty, and when my marriage collapsed, I had thought that because I was my siblings' eldest, I had thought that probably everyone will mind their own business, and that my marriage that collapsed, obviously due to my struggle and my fight in making sure that at least something was done to repair all the damages in Nigeria. And I was very critical about the fact that they should split that country up if they cannot deliver good governance since 1999. I never had time because I was involved in the struggle. There was no social media It was writing for me in my publications, not funded by anyone. My siblings, they all talked rudely to me, and they were in support of my wife. But I moved on and I said, no, I've had enough. Because then I never knew she was crying for help. But I was adamant that I need to get to the roots of the injustice in that shithole country. And that's why they cannot do me anything. And where I see injustice, I'll fight it. Naomi should have cautioned the brother or walked the brother out. That home, technically and according to law, is Naomi's matrimonial home. And the brother was not even meant to be there. None of the family were meant to be there in that home. Let's call a spade a spade. None of them. It's not their home. Why can't they go to their home? Why can't Benro go and marry somebody else and set up a home to habitate a woman? Why are they all clinging to Naomi's home? I have a problem with that. Because I cannot be in Oni's shoe and allow them to come to me. I don't go to my sister's places. No, they don't come. They don't come to my home. They don't invade my privacy. I don't invade their privacy. And as a matter of fact, the first time I'm seeing some of my siblings since the lockdown last year was on Christmas Day. We only talk on the phone. Yemi Foluke, he said, good talk, Steve Asage. Thank you. Akim Adio Rasaki, I'm seeing you for the first time. Thank you. A good emoji hand. Okay. Socrates Auto Sales. I'm seeing your name for the first time. So Naomi's family has really undermined the power of Oni. At last, Oni has proven to them that his silence, / generosity, should not be misconstrued for stupidity. Thank you for that. Now. James Coker. He said she'll be in the back of the line. I don't know. You see, love is blind. What if Dione is really in love with this girl? You can clearly see this transformation. There are some other side story to it as well. And the other side story to it is that they said, because it is not just only Naomi that is the Olori in the palace. There are other Oloris, and they said from the other side as well, that I cannot confirm if that is authentic or not. But I was told the other Oloris as well are now battling the Oni that they want to be recognized, and that it is not just only Naomi that should be brought into the public domain. There was also the issue of another Olori in the palace called Olori. Well, I'm not sure. Olori Afolashade Ashley Adegoke. That one too is inside. But whether Olori Afolashade Ashley Adegoke is look, that is Oni. Oni can have as many Oloris as he wants. I don't want to go into all those. The one that matters is Naomi. Amina Olayinka. You said Benro was just a greedy guy. A construction contract has once been given to me when I was in Nigeria. I called the engineers to do it to their specification. Thank you. Again, is this Amina? Amina, you said there's no one that voodoo can't work on, oh, uncle. Igbákejì òrìṣà la máa ń sọ yìí. Amina, igbákejì òrìṣà òun la máa ń sọ. Kò máa ń ṣe ordinary person. Unless ìwọ tó bá fẹ́ kú nìkan náà ló kú o. Tó bá mọ̀ pé o fẹ́ forí gba ikú because number one, mọ́rú àṣejẹ tó ń ti gbé fún kábíyèsí, mọ́rú nǹkan tó fi ṣe àṣejẹ yẹn, mọ́rú gbogbo gbẹ́rẹ́ tó ń ti sín sí kábíyèsí ní ara tí ò visible tẹ́ ẹ lè rí. Don't try it. Ẹ má try ẹ. Yes. Thank you, guys. Now, the time in London. James Coker, you said, my wife's family is like 15 minutes to my house. You know, America don't have time to go to people's house. The same in England. The same in England. There are people that lives just a couple of stops away from me, where I live, and we've not seen ourselves in 5 years. About 4 stops away. Yeah. Guys, let's bring the stream on a special stream on hashtag Queen Naomi Ogunwusi versus Oni Ogunwusi. Is a special broadcast, not the usual Bleeding Edge series. The time in London is 18:32. Today, Tuesday, the 28th day of the 12th month of the year, 2021. I've been on for almost 3 hours, just a few minutes short of 3 hours on this special broadcast. Guys, I want to seize the opportunity to thank each and every one of you. I'll leave all your comment. Yes, I want to seize the opportunities to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to watch this stream. It's been my pleasure. See, we dissect things and we look at things very, very differently. Agahowa Igebo Mabel, long time. I haven't seen you. Thank you, guys. Yes, we're going to be back with our usual series on the Bleeding Edge, hopefully tomorrow. And on this note, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of you that seize that opportunity either through using your precious credit to watch the stream from wherever you're watching it. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to do it again, and we're going to screw it up the way we always do from this end of the dispatch box. Watch out. Click the like from wherever of the pages you're watching the stream from. On Facebook, just like the page, either Liberty Media Communications or HALLO Magazine or my personal page. I streamed simultaneously onto that. And I'm on Twitter and as well. Now, on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and then click the bell icon so that whenever I come live onto the stream, you will be alerted. Thank you for watching the stream. We're going to do it again. Just watch out, because I can come live anytime. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and please try and imbibe the spirit of love into yourself, and make sure you love someone, because God is love. Take care of yourselves and have a great evening. God bless you all. Good night.